भारत हा पारतंत्र्यात असल्यामुळे युनियन जॅकच्या अंडर ऑलिम्पिक मध्ये सहभागी होत होता. ध्यानचंद यांनी जी खेळायला सुरुवात केली प्रोफेशनल लाईफ मध्ये ती ऑलिम्पिक पासून सुरुवात झाली त्यांची. मेजर ध्यानचंद यांचे खरे नाव ध्यानसिंह असे होते. ते रात्रीच्या चंद्राच्या प्रकाशात हॉकीची प्रॅक्टिस करत असल्याचे बरेच लोकांनी पाहिले आणि या खेळाच्या निष्ठेवर प्रभावित होऊन सगळे त्यांना ध्यानसिंह ऐवजी ध्यानचंद असे म्हणू लागले. असाच एक अजून रोमांचकारी किस्सा मी तुम्हाला सांगणार आहे. 1936 साली बर्लिन येथे ऑलिम्पिक होणार होते आणि बर्लिन हे शहर जर्मनीमध्ये भारत खेळायला गेला. 1, 2, 3, 4 असे मॅचेस जिंकत भारत फायनल्स मध्ये पोहोचला. फायनल्स मध्ये कोणाबरोबर मॅच होणार होती माहितीये? जर्मनी बरोबरच. ही मॅच बघायला 40,000हून अधिक प्रेक्षक उपस्थित होते आणि याच बरोबर जर्मनीचा हुकुमशहा हिटलरही उपस्थित होता. मॅच सुरू झाली. फर्स्ट हाफ पर्यंत भारताने 1 गोल नोंदवला. फर्स्ट हाफ संपला. पूर्ण फर्स्ट हाफचा एकही गोल नोंदवला नव्हता. जर्मनीचे प्लेयर आणि कोच प्रचंड टेन्स मध्ये होते. आता करायचं काय? मग त्यांनी डिस्कशन सुरू केलं. कोच आणि कॅप्टनला लक्षात आलं की अरे भारताचे शूज चांगल्या क्वालिटीचे नाहीयेत. सो जर आपण ग्राउंडवर पाणी मारलं आणि ग्राउंड जास्त भिजवलं तर मे बी भारताचे खेळाडू चांगला परफॉर्मन्स देऊ शकणार नाहीत. मग करायचं तर काय करायचं? सो त्यांनी ग्राउंडवर पाणी मारलं आणि मॅच सुरू झाली. सेकंड हाफच्या सुरुवातीच्या काही मिनिटातच ध्यानचंद यांच्या लक्षात आलं की अरे ग्राउंडवर पाणी जास्त आहे आणि आपल्याला ग्रीप भेटत नाहीये. मग करायचं काय? ध्यानचंद यांनी पटकन पायातले शूज काढले आणि ग्राउंडच्या बाहेर टाकले आणि त्यांनी खेळायला सुरुवात केली. खेळता खेळता त्यांनी आपल्या खेळाडूंकडे एक नजर हेतुपुरस्सर पाहिलं आणि खेळाडूंच्या लक्षात आलं की आपल्याला काय करायचंय. सगळ्या खेळाडूंनी आपले शूज काढले आणि ग्राउंडच्या बाहेर टाकले. बघता बघता सगळ्यांचं फुटवर्क चेंज झालं आणि सगळे खूप छान खेळू लागले. म्हणता म्हणता असाच मॅचचा वेळ पुढे गेला आणि भारताने 6 गोल नोंदवले. जर्मनीचे प्लेयर परेशान. आता करायचं तर काय करायचं? आपल्याला खेळता येत नाही, आपल्याला गोल करता येत नाहीये. मग करणार तर काय करणार? जर्मनीचे प्लेयर रफ गेम खेळू लागले. आपल्या प्लेयर्सला हिट करू लागले, इंजुअर्ड करू लागले. अशातच गोलकीपरची हॉकी स्टिक ध्यानचंद यांना लागली आणि त्यांचा दात तुटला. प्राथमिक उपचार घेतल्यानंतर ध्यानचंद यांनी खेळायला परत सुरुवात केली. परत खेळताना त्यांनी सगळ्या प्लेयर्सना बोलवून घेतलं आणि सांगितलं आता गोल कुणीही करणार नाही. करणार तर फक्त आपण डी पर्यंत बॉल घेऊन जायचा आणि बॅक पास करायचा. प्लेयर्सनी पण तसंच फॉलो केलं. प्लेयर्स प्रत्येक वेळी डी पर्यंत बॉल घेऊन जात होते जर्मनीच्या आणि तिथून परत बॅक पास करत होते. असं करत 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 मॅच संपत आली. शेवटचे 5 मिनिटं असताना हिटलरला राग अनावर झाला की जर्मनी काही जिंकत नाहीये आणि तो मैदान सोडून निघून गेला. याच्यातच मॅच संपली. स्कोर डिक्लेअर केला गेला आणि भारत जिंकला. भारत 7-0 अशा एकतर्फी पद्धतीने मॅच जिंकला. सगळेजण जल्लोष करत होते. मेजर ध्यानचंद आणि त्यांची टीम नाचत होती, ओरडत होती, हुर्रे म्हणत होती आणि अशातच हिटलर यांनी मेजर ध्यानचंद यांच्यासाठी मेसेज पाठवला. त्यांनी त्यांना इन्व्हाइट केलं आणि इन्व्हिटेशन मध्ये त्यांनी भेटायला बोलवलं. दुसऱ्या दिवशी ध्यानचंद यांनी हिटलर यांची भेट घेतली. हिटलरांनी थोडीशी चौकशी केली की तुम्ही कुठल्या पोस्टला आहात आणि काय. मेजर ध्यानचंद यांनी सांगितलं की मी या आर्मी फोर्स मध्ये आहे आणि मेजर म्हणून काम करतोय. हिटलर यांनी त्यांना ऑफर केली की मी तुम्हाला मार्शल पोस्ट देतो आणि मोठा पगारही देतो. फक्त एकच अट, तुम्हाला माझ्या टीम कडून खेळायचंय, म्हणजे जर्मनी कडून खेळायचंय. मेजर ध्यानचंद यांनी अतिशय विनम्रपणे त्याला नकार दिला आणि ते तिथून निघून आले. मेजर ध्यानचंद यांच्या संपूर्ण प्रोफेशनल इंटरनॅशनल कारकिर्दीमध्ये त्यांनी 400हून अधिक गोल केलेत आणि तसे बघायला गेले तर 1000 पेक्षा जास्त गोल केलेत आणि त्यांना 1956 साली पद्मभूषण हा पुरस्कार भारताने देऊन गौरवलं. मेजर ध्यानचंद कडून आपल्याला शिकण्यासारखं बरंच काही आहे, जसं क्रीडा कौशल्य, प्रसंगावधानता, आत्मविश्वास आणि देशभक्ती. अशा या महान खेळाडूला, अवर्णनीय खेळाडूला आणि महान देशभक्ताला मानाचा मुजरा. Sports teaches us many things like unity, caring, sharing, and many more. So, with sports and fitness, fitness helps us to improve our immunity power, our leadership qualities, and many more. Healthy citizens live in a healthy society. And we are the sports department of Pawar Public School is here to build up the healthy society. Sports have many branches, and the most important branch is nutrition and diet. Today we have a guest. Today we have a guest here, Mrs. Nivedita Jamsutkar. Today we have a guest, Mrs. Nivedita Jamsutkar. I welcome to her, and I just want to brief some things what she did. She have a huge experience of 17 years in this field. She did many workshops, many clinics, many lectures, and health camps. She studied. She started her online consultancy from 2012. So today I welcome to Mrs. Nivedita Jamsutkar ma'am, behalf of Pawar Public School. Welcome ma'am. Now I hand over the mic to Mrs. Nivedita ma'am.
Thank you very much, school, for giving me this golden opportunity to help you out. Today, we are going to talk about a few things about nutrition. See, I'm not going to talk about what we should eat, what we should not, because everybody knows what is junk food, what is healthy food, right? So let's begin with something. See, we are talking today about the mindful eating. So, what is mindful eating? Actually, this is today's day's need because everybody knows we are locked down due to the coronavirus. We are not moving out. We are not doing any activities. When kids are there in the school, they are actually utilizing their energy, actually exerting, and their fitness level is good when they are moving out and they are doing all the fitness activities. We all know that we have various activities conducted in school, right from yoga, meditation, sports, everything. But now, since March, we have not attended school, and many of the kids are doing multitasking. What kind of a multitasking kids are doing? That one side they are attending sessions, and at one side they are eating their breakfast. After that, once school is over, they are doing their own things like homework as well as extracurricular activities. Everything is online, but there are many things which are affecting this online session. One of them is their lack of activity. Due to this, we are affecting our health. So just see what is mindful eating and why it is important. See, this is pyramid, food pyramid. You can see it, the baseline of the pyramid is water, and it's written over there, we should have water unlimited. Okay, so for the kids, minimum of 7 to 8 glasses of water is very important, and for adults it is all up to 20 kgs. If your weight is 20 kgs, you should have 1 liter of water. So if your weight is 40 kg, you should have at least 2 liters of water. And for the adults, who are having excess weight should have at least 3 liters of water. See why this food pyramid is important? Just to know that we have to eat according to the pyramid. So what pyramid has a shape is of a triangle. So is of a baseline is of a water. So water is most important. Next comes the group grain, and the serving should be at least 6. At least 6 servings we should have in entire day of the grains. So what comes in the grains, you must be aware that rice, wheat, bajra, jawar, everything. So everything made up of these grains should be have at least 6 servings. Then comes the two divided parts. You can see the two divided parts. In that, the right side one is fruits, which is saying 2 servings. So at least we should have 2 servings per day of fruits. So it should be a seasonal or say dry fruits, which is soaked most of the time, and local seasonal fruits will help us to have the maximum nutrients out of that. If we are talking about the exotic fruits, they are traveled a lot, so they are exhausted, their nutrient value has been deprived. So better to have local and seasonal fruits. Okay, and the next second part, just besides our fruits part, is a vegetables. It said 3 servings in entire day. So if we are having lunch and dinner, it should be having one serving of this green leafy vegetable or colorful vegetables, as well as 1 serving should be for the mid meal or the breakfast. So this is divided into 2 parts. Second part also above the vegetable part is also divided into 2 parts. Out of that, one is our beans, pulses, or meat, fish, poultry. What comes in that is our egg, fish, chicken, mutton, whatever you guys are eating, as well as pulses and legumes. Secondly, just besides that, you can see dairy servings. So what comes in the dairy products is your milk, your cheese, your paneer, dahi, your buttermilk, everything. Okay, so this should be at least of the 2 servings. And what comes in the last? Last comes the fats, oils, sweets, which we should eat in seldom. That means minimum quantities as much as possible. Why we should eat that minimum? Because definitely our body needs some healthy fats. But apart from that, whatever comes along with your sugar, refined flours, and the processed fats or refined fats, what we called as the vegetable oils, your butter, your margarine, everything, which should be in the minimum quantities. So this is a basic pyramid which everybody is aware of. So what is the role of this food pyramid in our body and why we should know about it? Because when we say mindful eating, we have to consider it when we are talking about food pyramid. Now come to the cycle, mindful eating cycle. When we are eating, we should ask ourselves few questions. First question we should ask is, why do I eat? When somebody serves you, like your mother is serving something you should ask yourself, why I'm eating this? Am I giving something nutritious to my body? If the answer is yes, we should have it. Whenever you feel like having chips, biscuits, your chocolates, or you are doing some binge eating while watching movies or watching something on the screen, and you feel like we are hungry, you just go to the mama and say, "Mama, I want something," right? But that time you should ask yourself, why I should eat it. Okay. If the answer is, if I'm hungry, yes, I need this. This is nutritious. This is giving some nutrients. This is adding some nutritive value to my body. You should have it. Second question you should ask is when? When do I want to eat? Do I really want to eat while I'm watching some screen, or the time duration is not even 2 hours? If the question answer is no, then you should immediately stop and have a glass of water, sit down, just ask yourself after 2 3 minutes, am I really hungry? If and the answer is no, we should stop eating there. Then comes what? What do I eat? If it is 10 o'clock in the morning, what do I eat? Shall I eat some burger? Shall I eat some chips? Answer is definitely no. If it is 7 o'clock in the evening, wow, what should I eat? What should be the answer? See, ideally speaking, the nutrition science says post your sunset, you should avoid even the nutritive value, high nutritive value food, even the nutritious foods like dry fruits, salads, and we should have simplest meal, as simple as possible. Freshly cooked, homemade. Homemade, why? Because it is always made with the love of your mother or your sister or your grandmother. Then how? How do I eat? So this is the most important question. Am I eating on sitting on the sofa or the couch? Am I standing while I'm eating? Am I in the hurry? Am I watching something? Am I moving around and eating in one hand? No, this should be avoided. And why it should be avoided? Because when you're moving around, when you're standing, when you're not paying attention to the food you are eating, it's not going to have any contribution in your fitness. How much? Next question is how much? How much do I eat? This is again a related question. See, sometimes what happens, when you're watching something on the screen, you're watching TV, you're watching some whatever games or some movies on your either mobile or your TV, then at that time, you're not paying attention to what you're eating. How nutritious, tasty, yummy food your mother had prepared. But all the time, you, I'll just show you. You eat like this. Your eyes on the screen. You're not paying attention to your plate. You're not enjoying the colors of the food, but you're just doing like this. And in a hurry, you don't understand how much you eat. Everybody must have gone to the cinema hall. So there is a trend, just buy a bucket of popcorns before entering the cinema hall and watch the movie. Can you imagine? We cannot eat bucket of popcorn at one go if you are paying attention to that food. If you start watching your popcorns, if you take one popcorn at a time, you chew it with closed eyes and enjoy the chewing process, enjoy the eating process. I bet you won't be able to finish that one bucket of popcorn. But what we do in the cinema hall, we sit with the one bucket of popcorn till the time of intervals. Again, you go to your papa or mama, say, I want another bucket of popcorn. I'm hungry. My popcorn is finished. And again, in the interval, you go out and get one popcorn or say samosas. So this is a binge eating. This is unattended food. Okay. The next question is where? Where do I invest my energy? Agreed, you had a nutritive food. Agreed, you paid attention to your food, but how you are utilizing that energy, whatever you have eaten. Say like this is Ganpati festival. So most of the us are having some or other sweets in our Naivedyam. Okay. So every day, most of the time we are having at least one serving of a sweet. See like modak you had. Modak you had in the lunch. And then what you are doing? Entire day you are lying on the sofa or lying on the bed watching screen or not doing anything extra. So that particular excess energies is going to convert into fat, because it's a fixed deposit in our body. Excess, whenever you have a excess something, it is always included in our fat by our body itself. Okay, so this is the cycle of our mindful eating. So how we should work upon it. So why this mindful eating is important? Just to make sure that we have utilized each and every body part in our eating process. See, this is what I called is eating is a what you say is one kind of a prayer to our God. See, we are very lucky. We have a full plate of food in our in front of us at least 4 times a day. There are many who are not getting 2 meals also in an entire day. Many of them having only 1 meal. Okay, so God has given us something which we should actually give gratitude towards God and then enjoy it. Then only it will pay us a nutritive, value to our body, and this will affect your fitness level. And then you don't have to go to any doctor and say, my I'm feeling fatigue, I'm not energetic, and your mother or your parents questions doctors about some supplements. Okay, and then you don't have to worry about your whether you are taking Horlicks, whether you are taking Complan, whether you are having high energy foods or energy drinks, biscuits which are fortified. You don't need this. Actually, our Indian food is having all kinds of 5 food groups, and it is, you can say, balanced meals. Our traditional meals are actually balanced, no matter which state you belongs to. Every state has that. So what we need is we need to pay attention to our food. Golden rule of mindful eating number 1: stop watching screen while you're eating, because 80% of your attention is on the screen and not on your plate. So let's see the cycle of we saw the cycle. Now let's see how should we practice mindful eating. The first thing, once your mom is serving your food, you should enjoy the colors with your eyes. Look at your plate while she's serving it. See, in the old days, we should have we people used to have prayers. By the time the women in the family used to serve the food, all the kids, all the men used to sit properly, sit down with the folded legs and pray to the God. Purpose was First purpose was the gratitude towards the God, because we are able to have entire meal. So first thing is the gratitude. Second thing is the enjoyment of the color. Oh, the chutney is green. Okay. Oh, the salad is in the red color. The vegetable is green. The dal is yellow. The rice is very white. The fulka is looking very beautiful. It's puffed. Do you really do this? Just ask question to yourself. So first thing we need to do is look at your plate once the mother is serving, and even while eating each bite, you need to look. You need to look into the plate and eat. Second thing which we need to consider is touch. See, everybody knows we have 5 sensory organs: eyes, skin, tongue, ears, nose. So ideally, we need to utilize all 5 sensory organs while we are eating. So second sensory organs we are using while we are eating is touch. Touch therapy is more important. Eating with fork and spoon is very beautiful. Very beautiful thing. It looks very elegant also. But for the Indian servings, for the Indian food, what tradition follows us is while we eat, we should eat with our clean hands. Okay. So touch your food. Feel the touch of your roti. Feel the touch. Feel the touch of your rice. Feel the touch of your cucumber, salad, everything. Okay. Second thing, next thing is place the food on the tongue, not just beside your cheeks. Place it on the tongue because we have taste buds on our tongue. So the more of the saliva secretes with the taste of your food, the more is the digestion process takes place in our body. Okay, the better for the better digestion, the golden rule is keep your food on your tongue. Okay, while you put your food in your hand and you're putting inside your mouth, smell it with nose. Oh wow, the the dal is so aromatic. The vegetable is so aromatic. Feel the aroma of the masalas or spices used in that. Okay. Even for the salads also, how the cucumber is smelling, how the tomatoes are smelling. Is there any smell to the carrot? Just smell it. Even your chutney, which is served by your mother. Okay. Just try to smell the chutney also, the curds, the buttermilk, everything. Then your chewing process. How you should chew. You should chew each and every bite at least 25 to 30 times. Here and there, from there to here. Move your foods along with your tongue. Why this moving is important? Because it will help to secrete more of saliva. Okay? While you chew your food, you listen the process of chewing, how the cucumber is giving this sound, crumb, crumb. How is the papad? How is your rice? Okay, vegetables, various vegetables have gives you various small little sounds. Okay, so try to enjoy that sound also. Okay, now the swallowing process. The next is swallowing. When you're gulping your food, feel that the food is going inside your food pipe. Okay, that is also important. That is also the skin touch, internal skin touch, which is also important. Okay, each and every time whenever you're eating, remember when you sit for the food, just feel how your belly is sounding. If it is doing gur, that means it's very hungry. And the moment you start eating it, first bite, feel what your tummy says. Is this giving you satiety? Satiety is the in simple language, satisfaction, which is more important. See, many of you must have noticed that when you eat out in the hotel or restaurant or even the packaged food which you bring from the outside like pizza, burger, your noodles, they are very tasty in the taste. I agreed for that, but that doesn't give you satiety. Why? Because Indian genes are not made for that particular food. We are not, our gut, our internal digestive system, what you called as stomach, is not familiar with that particular food. What our intestine or our gut is very familiar with is traditional Indian food, which our ancestors have introduced us. And you must be knowing that many of the times you must have heard it in the family also. We have a tradition to do this particular dish on this particular day. So that is our traditional food. So if you eat that particular traditional food, that gives you more satiety, more satisfaction. When you eat simple dal, chawal, ghee, and a piece of lime, you get that satisfaction. Your belly is very happy. Your stomach is very happy. Okay, but that happiness, you get happiness to your tongue when you're eating burger, pizza, and junk food. But the ideal satisfaction which your body requires is provided by your traditional food. So that is also more important. So swallowing also plays a major role in your digestion process. Okay. After that, once you finish your meal, what you should have, what you should do, the last stage of mindful eating is close your eyes for the moment and give the gratitude to God. Just say thank you to the God that I had a wonderful meal. Okay, so this way, if you start eating meal with all your attention, this will give you fitness ideal fitness from the normal simple food. You don't have to uh, pray for the gimmick of the advertising, like low calorie, baked chips, and zero cholesterol oil, and what you called is what else we can see is like low calorie food, baked food, zero calorie food. We don't need to do that. We don't need it because whatever food is prepared by your mother, by your family members, gives you entire nutritive value if it is prepared traditionally. So this is the simple thing which we need to follow daily with every meal. Okay. Second thing I will like to mention over here is while we are eating, if you're eating with the spoon, like suppose you are eating poha in the breakfast, we are in very much hurry. One time, one side, the teacher is explaining something, and students are eating breakfast. So to avoid this, just 5-10 minutes, you wake up in the morning little bit early and just have breakfast on your table. This is very important to sit down at least on the table, ideally folded legs on the ground. Okay. And if you're eating something, if you're eating with spoon and fork, you just have to put down your fork or spoon with every bite. Once you put the bite in the mouth, put down your fork. Close your eyes and enjoy the process of chewing. Again, open your eyes, take a spoonful of poha. Again, you put it in your mouth and put down your forks. What does this do? This will definitely reduce the excessive eating quantity. Okay, this is the ideal thing which we should actually practice to avoid excessive eating. When we are in hurry, fatafat, one by one, we are just gulping the food. We are not chewing it at all because we are in a hurry or we have attention towards something else, which is called multitasking. While eating food, we should not multitask. Okay. Second thing, second thing is that we should have clean and airy, beautiful place to sit and eat. It should be either well ventilated, light, either nearby window, or if you are eating on the table, it should be a very clean table. It is very important when you are eating, sitting somewhere near a messy thing, or when you're, standing somewhere, or it's a very, uh, a clumsy place where there is no ventilation, proper ventilation, no light, then you're not enjoying your food properly. To enjoy the food with your eyes also, you need have proper ventilation, proper light at the place of eating. So the mindful eating has 7 rules. Always sit down at the table or sit down folded legs. Second is before you sit, clear the clutter on your table. It should be clean and clear. Just place yourself, set a place. Like if you're sitting alone also, it should be proper. If you're eating with fork and spoon, it should be placed nearby your plate. Okay. Fourth rule is use tableware and utensils which appeal you. Have good quality of tableware, like good 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 crockery or spoons or glass, which is your favorite one. But always have that, so that it will give you a pleasant sense to have a food, not just gulping it. Okay. The fifth thing is that take a moment to adjust the lightings so that it feels pleasant to you, which I mentioned earlier. It should be a well ventilated place. Okay. If you are sitting on the dining table and it's not well light, you just put on the lights and then you have your food. Sixth is consider playing soft, relaxing music while you eat. There are n number of meditation musics on the available on the YouTube. So either you can play from that. There are very Vedas, many Vedas, or say even our Omkar, just simple Om. There are sites which are having continue Om on the YouTube. You can download one of them, which is your favorite. Play that in a very soft voice, and then you start eating. Okay. And the seventh thing and the most important, is try to minimize multitasking while eating. Standing somewhere, eating, doing something, and that time you're eating is won't help you. Even it is breakfast, even it is your mid meal, just handful of peanuts which is given to you as a mid meal. Okay, that also you have to sit and eat one by one. Then only you will eat only required quantity by your body, and your stomach will give the signal now it is enough. Okay, so this way we will avoid excessive eating. Okay, what excessive eating is going to do to our body? Just see the next picture. There is a donut. Okay, and there is a rice ball. The donut is saying, I do not know why I'm always eating. It's like I have a hole in my stomach. Whatever I'm eating, it's going somewhere, vanishing. And every time I feel like eating. Why it is doing that? Why? Because in one hand of the donut, you can see a fork with some food. And in the second hand, it's a screen. It's a mobile. So, you know who's the culprit? Is the screen. When you're eating with the screen, you don't understand what you're eating and how much you're eating. Not enjoying the food and not even have the sense how much you had. Even the children of your age are eating like a adult person, two fulkas, two times rice, but not paying attention to that. And what is it is affecting is due to the lockdown, we are sitting at the home, there is no movement, and end result is we having bellies, huge bellies, and huge fats in our body. And everybody is saying, oh, you have put on in the lockdown process. Okay, you have put on a weight. You're not able to do activities which you used to do in the school very easily. Climbing up, climbing down, everybody used to do it daily to reach your classroom. At least two staircase you were able to climb along with your school bag. But now you are not able to do that. If you want to try, you try it in the school, your house. Try, just put your books, whatever last year's timetable is there, just put it in your bag. But take your bag, go to your staircase and just climb, and you'll see you are not able to breathe properly. Why it is not? Because you lack the practice, you lost the touch with the exercise. Okay, we are very lucky that Pawar Public School has one activity daily for everybody. Okay, we have dance, we have music, we have fitness, physical training, everything we have. But that is only 1 hour. When we are there inside our school from 7 to 3, we are doing many things, just running here and there, just behind your friends. Even the small break, long break, we are running. We are not noticing that we are coming up and down 10 times, running for the ground, running for teachers, everything. And in that also we have various things conducted by the school. So that much activity is not there. Everything is there. School is there, our tuitions are there, our homework is there, extracurricular activities there. I appreciate that many are doing some extracurricular activities, courses online, but everything is virtual. There is huge difference in the physical activities and the virtual activities. So this is going to affect on the long term. See, remember one thing, any particular activity, any particular habit which you are doing for at least 21 days, minimum 21 days to 3 months, is going to hamper on your body. It gets hamper on your genes in your body cells for the next 12 years. Okay. So whatever you're doing right now in this lockdown period, in this, corona pandemic situations, is going to affect you for the next 12 years. So we need to be very, very careful about our intake of our body, how we are eating it, and how we are utilizing our food. Okay, our energy, food in the sense, our energy. Once it is digested, how we are utilizing. So just beside that donut, see the small rice ball. What he is saying? I'm always tough. Why I'm always tough? I don't watch any screen. It having a small plate and it's watching actually what it is eating. So, what is the moral of this particular picture is eat when you are physically hungry, not just because you are not doing anything and you're bored. Okay, and stop when you are full. Mindful eating is listening to your body and paying attention to what, why, how, and how much you are eating. Okay. See the next slide. What it is saying is how to stop overeating. So what we understood is we need to stop overeating. We have to eat only that much which is required by our body and what is our belly, our stomach is saying. So how should we do? How should we help ourselves? First thing, take the time to sit down at the table, eat without distraction, and smile at your food. When you are having a food, you just smile and say, "Wow, Mama had prepared something for me," and then you have it. Okay, without any distraction. Distractions in the sense your screen. Secondly, put your utensils down between bites, which I mentioned earlier. With every bite, just put down your fork, put down your spoon in the plate and chew your food. Third thing is, the next thing is set aside at least 20 minutes to mindfully eat. See, when you're having your lunch and dinner, it should be at least 20 minutes. And your breakfast should be at least 10 to 15 minutes. Choose fibrous food to fill you up. So what comes in the fibrous food is your raw salads, your green leafy vegetables, your bhakri made up of jawar or bajra, which is having good quality of food dietary fibers. Okay. Second and the last thing is chew 25 to 30 times plus eat until only 80% you're full. Keep some space in your stomach for the air and the water. So we should not get stuffed. We should have at least 80% food and 20% air inside our stomach just to help our digestion process. See the kids, how they are eating. They are closed their eyes and they're chewing their food. Just like these two kids, we need to start eating. Okay. See this family. The family is sitting on the table. They are having chit chat. Their forks and spoons are down and they are having good quality time. Okay. So whenever we are sitting on the table, just avoid any kind of a screen and have good healthy discussions with the family, cracking some jokes, have some light moments with your family. Now see the picture. One small girl is there, which is a fast eater. And what she is eating is 647.7 kilocalories in one meal because she is eating fast. She doesn't have any attention to her food. And then she is drinking only 289 milli of water also. The one on the other side is a slow eater. Okay. She is having only 579 kilocalories of meal and she is having ample water intake also. She had a 409 ml of water. So large ml quantity of water also, less quantity of food also. So that's enough for her age as per her age and the body structure. Okay. So we need to be not even the slow eater like a snail and the tortoise, but at least 20 minutes for a meal, which is important, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These three important meal of the day should be having a time span of 20 minutes, which will give you ideal time to eat, to enjoy your meal. Right? Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, anybody can have the ask the questions. Thank you so much, Nivedita ma'am.
I want to thank you from the behalf of Pawar Public School, and we are giving a small token of love from the school. Thanks a lot.